seriously, is this how it's going to be now? Well, hello there, and welcome to the ultimate episode of Glenn ZB TV for the week, the show that puts Glenn ZB into your TV. We start this morning with one of the biggest stories of the year. The Wellington Street on-ramp is opening. Yes, we have done it, people. Thanks to people just like you, but more specifically, people like me. The Auckland Transport Authority have decided that perhaps the thing that they spent millions of dollars building should actually be used, instead of their rather bizarre logic that it might cause some traffic disruption, which I don't know what they based this on, given that they never opened it in the first place. Anyway, it's opening. That's good. We win. Auckland loses. I'm happy with that. Alright, let's move right on to this hot topic here. John Key not going to the funeral of our two Lance Corporals. In fact, if we just pump up News Talk ZB right now,
where the bright green stone is beautifully set in rich yellow gold.
It's an infomercial. But what Leighton was talking about, right up until just before I did that, was this very issue. Damn it, I hate when those things go wrong. But so the question is, should John Key go to a military funeral, or should he go to his son's baseball game in America? Now I can kind of see the arguments for both sides, because obviously I've seen Max, you've seen Max. This could well be the first time he's actually shown an interest in anything at all. So that's to be supported. And yet, on a strictly public relations point of view, it's simple. If he goes to the baseball game, he cops flack. If he goes to the funeral, well, he's sacrificed going to the baseball game to go to the funeral, and he looks awesome. So therefore, he doesn't look awesome. All right, I've got some Kiwi House reflections here. This is on the back of yesterday's conflagration at Kiwi House with the barbecue causing so much damage that they had to not reopen until today, like literally hours later. Why were so many people filming this with their phones? I've noticed that this happens a lot these days. When anything remotely interesting happens, you see the news coverage of it, and all the people there, even if they're running for their lives, are also pretty much filming it with the phones. Now, if they've got a Nokia Lumia like that, I don't blame them, because the high-def camera on there is totally awesome. But I do wonder why people feel the need to film everything that ever happens to them these days. Is this just the next follow-on from short attention span, now no ability to remember anything at all anymore, and so they just have to put it on their phone? If they don't film it, hasn't happened. So that's kind of weird. They could have just my-skied the news and seen themselves on the news, and then they wouldn't have had to worry about it. But that was weird, as they were running for their lives across the road to the pub across the road so they could keep drinking. We've got a little bit on lies here. There are things we are being told which are obviously not true. We've had things in the past, things like, if you have the flu shot, it won't make you sick. I've had the flu shot a couple of times, and I've got sick straight away, both times. We all know that the flu shot makes you sick, even though they say that it won't make you sick. I get that it probably stops you getting like the full-on flu, but it does make you sick. We all know that's true. They also say things like eating lots of chocolate and drinking lots of soft drinks won't give you acne. That's not the cause of acne, and yet we all know that that's not true as well. That you will break out immediately after eating like a king-size bar of chocolate. But the thing that has bothered me this week, which is obviously not true, is volcanoes. We've got Mount Tongariro exploding. We've got White Island exploding at the same time. We've got a volcano, some kind of underwater volcano in the Kermadec also exploding all at the same time, and yet we keep being told this is not connected. And yet we all know that this is not true. Please stop lying to us, especially scientists. Stop lying, scientists. Excitingly, it's Feedback Friday. So much feedback. Where to begin? I'm just editing the feedback as we go. I'm just throwing it in the bin because I've got too much. And now, did you catch up with this the other day? Because Mike Hosking has been in London doing a show from London. We had a little technical difficulty the other day, and I had to go on air and host the show just for a couple of minutes. but it made quite a stir. We had people texting in saying things like, "Good job, Glenn. Still don't understand why News Talk ZB send Mike to London. No added value." That's right. They could have just given Mike the week off, had me on the whole time. I think that's what the implication is there. Another text, "Well done, Glenn." Now that was funny. Yep. And somebody else said, "Go, Glenn. You're doing awesome." So pretty unanimous feedback there. I tweeted about it, saying how and that went onto the Facebook. And Nicola wrote, "Must admit, Glenn, Doug and I had a good laugh." I'm assuming Doug's her husband or dog or something, not sure. And I responded to that, that hopefully you were laughing at Hosking, not at me. And then she responded to my response saying, "Sorry, not, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point." It's too many exclamation points. I've also got some insights. I'm right into these Facebook insights now that I've achieved the required number of likes on Facebook to get them. I see that my weekly total reach is down 66.73%. That would be disappointing if I knew what that was. But people talking about this is up 16%. So that's got to be good. But what I've found really interesting this week is my virality. Now, Ed thought that this was my virility when we were discussing this yesterday. And I think, Ed, that's a whole other bit of the internet. That's the emails about the enlarging your penis. That's what that's about. And you don't need to, because it's not how big it is. It's what you do with it that counts. Okay, so just so you know. But going back to my virality, I am becoming a virus by the looks of things, because I've got some things that I've said. 4.11%. Virality, that whole thing about debuting as the breakfast host here, they got 6.15% virality, so that's got to be amazing. And I made a very funny joke comparing Mount Tongariro to the explosion at Kiwi House, and that achieved 9% virality. So I'm assuming that if I achieve 100% virality, I actually become a virus. I become one with the Matrix, and that will give me the ability to fly and to stop bullets in midair just with my hand.